Jaylen Waddle was traded earlier today. Unexpected move at the end of free agency. First round pick as well as multiple additional picks were part of the deal as well. Waddle is now going to be a Denver Bronco. Really funny in the aftermath of us talking about how the Broncos really didn't do anything in free agency. Literally did not go and bring any new faces in. This is the way to counteract it. They were clearly moving in silence because they were trying to work out something like this. I wonder if maybe they started to push for A.J. Brown and they wanted to see and check back in on Waddle. I love adding a guy with some serious juice like Jaylen Waddle. He was a player that a lot of people wanted at the trade deadline, was deemed untouchable.
Yeah.
A lot of people assumed that, he's going to be a future piece for them.
They kept him. He could have been traded. Yeah.
My attention is aggressively drawn to the Dolphins with this because I think this absolutely helps the Broncos. It's huge for the Broncos, but oh my goodness, this is a bad Dolphins roster. This is the worst roster in the NFL. You've got Devon Achane, Chop Robinson, Kenneth Grant. Those are like the best young pieces that you've got. Do you think that they told Malik Willis when he signed that this is what he was signing up for?
No.
I got to know what his other options were.
I think he had plenty of other options. I think it was every other team that needed.
Why would he sign up for this? And by the way, this is not me completely essing all over the Dolphins. I'm not trying to say that this is a poor decision to trade Jaylen Waddle. I don't think that's the case at all. I think that if you recognize that you're going to be bad, tear the whole thing down to the studs as much as possible. Within reason, prepare yourself for what's supposed to be a really good draft class next year. And it's not, I think as much as everybody does the whole, we say that every year, we don't really know. The 2027 draft has some special athletes. At the very least, there's going to be some big names at the top of the top 10. It's going to be much better than this past year. To position yourself and to be focused on winning in 2027, I think is a lot better for your future. But I just don't understand why you would bring Malik Willis into the picture if you're not seeing yourself as a ready-to-compete team, because you're kind of setting up this poor guy for failure.
Yeah, I mean, they're only paying him $20 million a year. Like, that's not spine-busting money where you're Jesus. It's not team-crippling money is what I meant to say, paid to your quarterback. Here's why you do this with Malik Willis, is if he's good this year, then you have a quarterback. And with this team, right? Like that is...
But how do you expect him to be good?
Exactly. Malik Willis is a perfect flex starter backup guy if there's somebody better. He's perfect. He's a great backup. He could be a good starter. And the key word there is could.
But he's a guy who would need to be a good starter with the right infrastructure.
Correct. You're 100% correct, Joe. He does not have it. This is a meat glue tank that you're shipping out into the battlefield and saying, all right, go try to take somebody down. And you're sitting there in paper mache with a paper mache cannon. Really tough situation for him. But Miami is at least, I think, finally admitting how terrible they were and how they weren't going to do anything and make no noise. So what they're doing is like, they're offloading. They're accepting their loss. They're trying to go, I think, maybe be halfway respectable next year with the expectation, I think, from the whole league that they'll win two games. Fine. So be it. But if they want to do this whole turnaround and get one of the big quarterbacks, and if it's a tank for Arch situation, they're leading. They're leading right now. Like all these other teams that are kind of going to be flirting with it, Arizona. Okay, let's see how well you do next year, because I know Miami's going to do pretty poorly. On the Broncos situation,
yeah,
their receiver room is stellar right now. It is overly crowded, though, which is a bummer because Troy Franklin had a great year last year. Marvin Mims had a great year last year. Cortland Sutton's a stud. Pat Bryant broke out more last year. What happens with little Jordan Humphrey? They're going to have to get rid of
disrespect.
They're going to have to get
little
rid of
Jordan disrespect.
Two of these guys are going to be out. It's probably going to be either.
What does this do for him? I think that it makes him more dynamic.
You think this makes little Jordan more dynamic?
Yeah, I think that. Well, actually, all the attention is already going to be on little Jordan Humphrey. They're going to be doubling him. So now you've got a wide open Jaylen Waddle. What? You've got a motivated little Jordan Humphrey. Sutton and Troy Franklin. That is an unreal group that you're walking out there with. I still can't believe you didn't understand that reference last week.
I did. I missed it. It was just, I'm so online.
It's the best
I can't believe I
dumb
missed that one.
BS. A motivated day Odeyingbo is the funniest fan breakdown of future expectations for a team that I have seen in recent memory, because it's just like, what does that mean? What does that mean? So a motivated little Jordan Humphrey,
I'm gonna cry here.
you got to be really worried about what that's going to do. I agree with you though. The receiver room, you're right, it's crowded, but I think that you have a lot of. You didn't have this juice player, this speedy player.
Yeah,
you had a lot of size, and now you've got that juice with Jaylen Waddle.
Yeah.
That's what this does.
I love it. It opens up their offense a ton. Maybe it makes up for that Jerry Jeudy hole that he left that with his departure. And I think he made a huge impact in Denver. Okay. Jaylen Waddle, I think a lot of his performance is contingent on Bo Nix learning how to throw the deep ball, even though Jaylen Waddle is one of these guys that can score on a 10-yard slant. Like he can house it, but I want to see him not be with a Tua armed quarterback and have somebody that can actually hit him in stride.
Right.
Because I think that would be dangerous. Bo Nix, I don't think he's got a weak arm, but I'm not saying he's got a top 10 strongest arm in the league. Fix it, figure it out, work on it, be better. These quarterbacks used to be like coming into training camp with a goal. Like I remember one year Matt Ryan's like, I got Julio Jones and Roddy White and Harry Douglas. I got to learn how to throw the deep ball. I need to make my arm stronger. And then the next year, all he did, he had like 4,500 yards and he threw it deep. Like enough with the quick twitch band work, Bo Nix and quarterbacks. Enough with the fake throwing water-filled inflatable ball. Start working on your shoulders and your biceps and your hips and throw this thing farther. You can do it. You can get a stronger arm. You don't want to because it's hard. Come on, Bo Nix. Learn how to do it.
To just bring us back to, I agree with all what you're saying here. It's just like now is the real prove it moment where you have all the weaponry to be successful and to be explosive. And you've got everything. The offensive line's there. The run game's there.
Defense is nuts.
Instead of spending that first round pick on a receiver, you're going and getting one, which I'm always in favor of. Dolphins draft capital, though, now, why I'm in favor of the tank, more than half of their cap room is going towards guys that aren't on the roster.
Yep.
So you're forced into this situation. You really don't have much of a choice. Pretending you're not in hell and acting like you're out in, at the Jersey Shore and things are all dandy when you're really not boiling. Well, I could have gone with the Miami Beach. I could have gone with Miami Beach. What a moron I am with metaphors. Pretending you're in a better situation and actually recognizing that this is unnavigable, that the previous regime put you in a hellish, really bad situation. To come out of it, these are the current picks for just 2026. They hold their own first-round pick, the 30th overall pick from the Waddle trade, a second, a third, 3 other thirds from Jalen Phillips, from Houston, and then 2 from one from the Jaylen Waddle deal, a 4th from the Waddle deal, a 5th, and then 2 7ths. You have an opportunity to, with all those picks, come away with, let's be modest here, come away with 3 to 4 starters.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
that'd be nice.
Hopefully 3+ starters with the 2 first rounders, and the rest of those guys end up being really impactful rotational guys. It's just how it works. Not every single third round pick goes on to become a starter. Having good rotational players, sub-package players, situational players, that's important for roster building.
Draft the line depth, anything.
Yeah,
and
seriously.
literally do anything.
That's my first thought is I would draft with those 4 third-round picks, I would draft 2 offensive linemen.
Oh, yeah. I'm all over
Take 2 swings.
I want
upside guys.
I need offense. I need 4 offensive linemen minimum taken in the next 2 drafts, because if you're getting a quarterback, you need to have bodies there. We cannot be looking at a rookie quarterback with some scale guard giving up sacks in that division. I'm not going to watch Ed Oliver murk Arch Manning in the backfield just because he beat a scale. I would hate to see it. Otter Creek, you're completely right. The Colts have been living in the fantasy that they are good for 8+ years now. They should rip it up for the floorboards also. Follow the trend right now. Get in on the ground floor and rip it. Oh no, you just paid Daniel Jones $50 million guaranteed. Sorry, you're stuck. We can't help you. Can't help you, Colts.
Now the Dolphins don't have anything special for 2027. They've just got like their standard pick ordering. They have an extra 5th from the Jalen Ramsey deal. and that is basically the extent of it. But I think that it's the team to watch over the next couple of years. Here's the one thing I'll say before we close out of here. Why do I feel like the Dolphins, because Hafley's a competent coach, where we all come away thinking this team's going to stink, they're going to have 0 wins, and they grind out a couple of random wins and they finish picking 4th overall or something along those lines, and somebody just plays way worse than them, out tanks them somehow.
It's really possible. It's entirely possible for these bad teams to just make it all worse by winning games. And here's the great thing about football. Like true tanking, I don't think is possible in football because of the sport itself and the game itself and the pride attached. And you go out there, and if you play to tank, you will get injured, and your teammates will get injured. You could ruin your career if you're not playing at 100%. Like, that's just a known fact about football. If you dog it, you will get hurt on that field. But you can tank in the offseason, and you can set up a tank, and you could just scheme it to where where the talent deficit is so wide that no matter if all your guys are playing 100%, you would still lose. Miami's in that situation. That's why I think people are way less offended by the tank in football than basketball, because it's very obvious in basketball, where guys are just chucking bad threes and not playing defense because it doesn't matter, because you're literally tanking in the game. Can't do that in football. What scares me with that is, what if Malik Willis throws for 2 touchdowns, runs for 2 touchdowns against the Jets? Like, they're going up against the Jets in the Tank Bowl this year.